Okay. Now, let me call today's third speaker. Today's third speaker is Toastmaster Goto. His speech title is Lessons from Rockfish. Lessons from Rockfish. Toastmaster Goto. Okay? I love fishing. Among many kinds of fish, I especially love fishing rockfish, or mebaru in Japanese, the best. Fishing? Nah, it's not my thing. It should be very boring. You just cast your line and wait. There's nothing else to do. That's what I thought. Until I went for fishing 2 years ago and got to know how exciting fishing actually is. So what is so special about fishing rockfish? Actually, there are several attractions about it. It should be very boring. You just cast your line and because there's nothing else to do. It's like attracting women. That's what I thought. Until I went for fishing 2 years ago and got to know how exciting fishing actually is. So what is so special about fishing rockfish? Actually, there are several attractions about it, but I would say I love doing it because catching rockfish is like attracting women. What? That sounds ridiculous. You know, the fishing is very last thing to do to attract women. You got to touch a wiggling worms which constantly bite your fingers, and your fingers get smelly and sticky. It's not romantic. Well, I'm not saying you should go fishing for date, but I'm saying you can learn a lot about how to attract women through the experience of catching rockfish. Don't believe in me? Alright, I'll give you 3 tips of how to catch rockfish and how they are related to how to attract women. Tip 1. Pay special attention on to put a bait on a hook. For fishing rockfish, I usually use a lure made of rubber as a bait. Rockfish has got big eyes and good eyesight, so for them it's easy to tell if the bait they are looking at is a fake one or not if this one moves in an awkward way. So it is very important that you pay special attention to put a bait on the hook, making sure it is set in the right place so that it moves as if it is alive. Women also have got a good eyesight when it comes to how men dress themselves. Women expect men to have a certain level of fashion sense and cleanliness. So when you meet women, you don't want to look like this. Women never get sexiness or cleanliness from a guy looking like this. So it is very important to pay special attention on how you look when you meet women. Tip 2. Wait patiently until they eat a bait thoroughly. Leading the line, there's a time when you feel some bites. You get excited and tend to move your rod and lead it as fast as possible. But most of the time, you cannot catch rockfish in that way. Why? Look at their lips. Here. Their lips are so thin that the hook got stuck on their lips can easily come off if it doesn't get stuck completely. So you got to wait patiently to find out the right timing to leave. In the same manner, you got to wait patiently to find the right timing to talk back while women are talking to you. You don't want to mess it up by jumping into conversation just because you want to add some information or talk about your thought on it while she hasn't finished her story yet. You got to wait patiently until she finishes her story. In that way, she would understand your sincere feeling and action, and that feeling will not come off you. Tip 3. Don't think you got a fish until you actually get it. Rockfish proves quite strong, so even small one makes you think the fish you're reading must be big one. So naturally, rockfish also easily get away if you lose your concentration when you are reading it. So it is very important you keep concentrating on reading until you actually pull the rockfish out of water. I have quite a lot of experience of letting rockfish get away within a very close distance where I can actually see the fish. That is the most frustrating moment for fishing. As for women, when things go smoothly and nicely, and you get the feeling, oh, she's getting light to me, you may lose your concentration on her. With this attitude, you may easily end up making some unthoughtful move, like staring at her breast instead of looking at her eyes. That kind of attitude, she would instantly get away as if nothing going on between you and her. You got to stay awake and focus on where you are and what you're doing until actually she falls for you. So there are 3 tips. 1, pay special attention to put a bait on the hook. And 2, wait patiently until they completely eat the bait. And 3, don't think you get a fish until you actually get it. Those 3 tips actually boil down to untiring dedication, hard work or effort for things you care about. Without untiring dedication, you would neither get rockfish nor women.